And not every parent can agree on this issue of sending kids back to school. So who gets to make that decision if the parents are divorced? A Local 5's Eva Anderson had a divorce lawyer answer your questions.
Making the decision on whether or not to send your children back to school in person in the fall or have them stay back home and do online learning is a difficult decision for all families. One divorce lawyer tells me the situation is especially complex for separated or divorced parents who have differing opinions on the matter.
Who gets to make the decision on if children attend school virtually or in person?
Tyler Coe received 11 calls Friday from clients wanting the answer to that question.
That's a lot of people in a very short period of time.
One parent told Local 5, "I'm a single parent with an ex that thinks our kids should not return to the classroom." She also says, "I need to work, so I think they need to be in the classroom." Who has a right to decide?
Yeah, so it's a really tough question, but basically what has happened is if we look at past case law here in Iowa, we have some really good parameters.
Coe says if parent A has been granted primary physical custody by the court and parent B doesn't have it, they still have to discuss the decision, but case law favors the decision of parent A.
But ultimately, that person does get to make the call whether it's going to be virtual or in person.
Coe says it's trickier for parents who share joint custody. A precedent hasn't been set for that situation.
So if one parent wants one thing, another parent wants another, the case law presumes there's one parent with primary physical care. So who breaks that tie? Probably the court system.
But even getting a court hearing at this point is hard.
The court systems are really overburdened right now, but we're still backed up due to COVID-19, and this will just add to that.
But Coe says even if it's taking a while, no matter what, don't leave it up to the children, which he says is happening more often than it should.
One parent is asking the child or the children, "Hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to go back to school with all your friends, or do you want to stay home in the house all day with your other parent?" So that type of behavior is just exacerbating the existing challenges.
Lastly, Coe says if the parents were never married and neither of them have been granted legal custody, he says the decision will be given to the parent whose name is on the child's birth certificate. If both names of the parents are on the birth certificate, he says the decision might just go to whichever parent contacts the school first, or it will be settled in court, which he says again might take a few months due to the delays imposed by COVID-19. Reporting in Des Moines, Eva Anderson, Local 5 News, we are Iowa.